Hey everyone, welcome back to a Sisterknit podcast. My name is Rebekah.
I'm Elisa.
And this is Karl. We'll see how long he stays on camera. He always insists on being here and then realizes how boring it is. So
Yeah,
probably.
he doesn't really like
Are you gonna go now?
We'll see. We have just a regular knitting podcast here for you today. I have a couple finished objects, but we've got a lot of new works in progress and fun things. You've got a lot of fun projects I'm excited about.
I've struggled with cast-ons this month. I think it's just like the start of the year. You got new plans. So yeah, I have 4 whips.
Oh my gosh. And then I think we'll share a couple of our like knitting intentions or knitting goals for the year. Not like a strict make 9, but just like some things that we'd like to do this year in our knitting. Do you want to get started with what we're wearing?
Yeah, this is also a thing that Elisa made, so not something I made. But Elisa made me this slipover 2 years ago for my birthday. It is the Novice Slipover by Petite, and she added these cute little floral details. Sorry, you're gonna have to go. You can't really show on. She just embroidered on some flowers in the corners just to make it a little more personal. And after she gifted this to me, it kind of launched my desire to knit. So I love this thing, and it's one of the only knit things that currently fits me. So
yeah, we're both pregnant and due in May, so not a lot of our knitwear fits. Like everything is like a crop top.
Yeah.
So this one I steam blocked and just pulled it to see if I can make it longer. So yeah, and this one is a Moby Sweater, also by Petite Knit. I knit it in pure Gynt, and it kind of depends upon the day. Sometimes I find it itchy, sometimes not. I think the shirt that I wore underneath it pre-pregnancy was like thicker and had a higher collar, so I didn't notice the itch as much. That shirt doesn't fit me anymore. So the one I'm wearing now has a lower neck and it's a little bit thinner. So I definitely feel a little itchy sometimes, especially when I'm warm. So I feel like people have mixed reviews about pure Gynt, and I'm still in the camp of like the jury's still out for me.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I've got a couple finished objects. So I'll start with my main finished object, and that is the Stella quilt cushion by Penrose. This has been in the podcast since like August. It's been a long time in the works, but it's finally done. Finally can be gifted.
Beautiful.
Gonna give it to our sister today, so I'm looking forward to that. I used some mini skeins by MacGyver and a DK weight for the colors. Part of the reason why this took so long was because I had to use like 2 different yarns for the background. So the front has Sandnes Garn Perfect in the color Marsipan, and the back is half of that, but then I ran out. And I knew I was running out, and I was like, my solution was, well, if I just don't knit on it, then I won't run out. But that's not how you solve problems in the real world. So I just had to get a different yarn because our yarns were stopped stocking it. So it's the Sandnes Garn Merino wool. And it's not super obvious, like, okay, when you're looking for a stark line across the middle, yeah, you can see it. But I think from a distance, for the back of the pillow, it's really not that big a deal.
Yeah.
I went with the envelope closure, so you can take it out and wash it and whatnot. Granted, I'm gonna have to tell her she's hand wash, lay flat to dry. This is not going in a washing machine. But yeah, I think it'll be really good.
It turned out so cute. I'm tempted to make one, even though like the process wasn't always the most fun for you. I just think the finished object is so worthwhile.
And it was more because I got bored of the back. Like the front was really, really fun because you're just like watching this pretty design build itself. And then the back, in contrast to that, was like so incredibly boring because you're just doing this giant garter stitch square. And like, it's not that it's even a square, like you're doing it on the diagonal. So like the rows get longer and longer and longer, and you're like, how much more of this do I have to do? So I think a solution would be, my husband recommended just knitting 2 of the front, and then you got a reversible pillow, and it was fun to knit the whole time. So it's not a bad thought.
I think that's good.
Yeah. I think my gauge was off. I don't actually know what my gauge is on this. I haven't measured it. But I used a 20-inch pillow insert, and I think it recommended like a 16 or 18-inch pillow insert.
Got it.
So it's a lot bigger, which is why my yarn math was probably also wrong on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really good. I have a little bit of color pooling or like bleeding, but nothing crazy. Like, let's see. I think
I
on
feel
the
like
bottom.
the red corner too.
Yeah, right up here. So again, when you're looking at it up close, you see it, but from afar on the couch, not that big a deal. But I really like this one, and I would definitely recommend the pattern. Like, it's a very well-written pattern. The instructions are phenomenal. I really love Laura Penrose and all her designs, so yeah.
So fun. So fun to like have a home goods project.
Yeah, it was something different, like not just a sweater.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just start with one of my whips then. This is something I mentioned in the last video, but this is my Minas Sweater so far. So I got one of the sleeves done. I just have another sleeve and then I'll continue working on the body. I just wanted to make sure I didn't run out of yarn, hence why I did the sleeve. This sweater pattern is so fun to make. It's a free pattern by Cecilia, Lalanne, and Gabriella Calderini. It's this like one every other color work that you'd think would be like really miserable to make, but because you're just constantly changing colors and the gauge is a 5, it actually calls for a 6mm. I used a 5.5, but the gauge is so big that it just flies. So it's super fun. Then they had this like doing just 3 of the colors on the sleeves to make it a little different. It's kind of crazy, but I don't know, I love it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to wear it much though this winter, just because it's gonna probably be too short. Like I don't want to make it too long where it'd fit my belly right now and then have it be a
too
dress
long later, yeah.
Right. So I'll probably just measure one of my other sweaters that I remember liking the length of and do it to that.
Like it'd be one thing if it was overall just this oversized sweater, but it's not. So then yeah, you don't want it disproportionately too long.
Yeah, and as I mentioned before, it's a free pattern and she does such a great job like with the charts and all the details of the different steps. There's video links. So highly recommend. It's a pretty wide size range too. And I'm using the KAOS yarn. It is the luxury soft merino and the halo brushed alpaca held together. I have some really fun colors, why I picked that yarn. So yeah, I'm excited to have this one done. Even though I might not wear it, it's still like really fun to make. So.
Yeah. And that has like come together so quickly.
Yes.
Okay, for one of my other finished objects is a little baby sweater.
So
this
cute.
is the Little Gansey sweater by Marie Green. I got her book Knit a Little for Christmas.
Oh, fun.
And it's been really fun. There's quite a few different patterns in here that have different color work or cable and texture and I don't know, just a fun, lots of different ideas. And then there's also like beanies in here that match the sweaters and those go up to adult sizes. So you could like have a matching beanie with your kid's sweater.
I want to look through this for sure.
Yeah. So there's a couple in there that I like for sure. And I think it's also just nice to have like, okay, here's like stitch counts for this gauge of what a sweater would be for a child who's 6 or something. You know, like maybe in the future when I'm like a pro knitter and can just like self-draft things, then it'd be good to have this like metric to use. But yeah, this knit up in like less than a week. It was so quick. I used actually the leftover yarn from this slipover. It's Berroco Ultra Wool. And I think when I knit your slipover, I thought it was a DK weight. So I was just trying to like use up some stash yarn and I started knitting it as like the teddy bear sweater and I was like, this is so thick and dense. And then I remembered I have that book. So I looked it up more and I was like, oh, it's actually worsted weight. So I found a worsted weight pattern in there.
Yeah, most of these are DK, which is still really nice. Like,
yeah.
I feel like
there's a couple worsted
a lot
too.
of baby knits are fingering weight.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot. They're just so fiddly on the sleeves by that point, you know? But yeah, I like it. It's got this cute little cable motif. It's bottom up. The one thing that I didn't appreciate about it is that the neckline, there's no stitch count. It's just like pick up, I think it was either like, I think it was like 3 for $4 or something like that. And it's like, if it's too big or too small, just reknit it. I was like, well, like this is the size 1 to 2 years. Like the child's not even out of utero yet. So I have no idea how big this kid's head's gonna be when he's 1 to 2 years old. And so, I mean, eyeballing, it looks proportionate, but I am a sucker for when things are more detailed rather than less.
that's so cute.
Yeah, I like it, it's fun.
I love baby knits.
They're just so satisfying.
I cast on this project for a trip because I was trying to figure out what project I wanted to bring, and none of them really fit the criteria of the situation because we went to Hawaii for a week. So I didn't want to work on a sweater or mittens or anything.
Yeah, I didn't want something woolly on the beach.
And I wanted it to be like something that could be machine washable in case I got sand in it. And I wanted it to be a project that I wouldn't run out of, like I would be able to do like the whole time and it would be mindless. So I cast on a baby blanket.
So cute.
This is the Oscars blanket by Emma Carter. And it's just like such a nice, simple pattern, like stockinette and then garter stitch stripe. And there's like an I-cord edge as you go.
That's nice. You don't have to like pick up everything afterwards to make it nice.
Yeah, and it's just been really fun to continue to work on and watch it grow. I think I'm gonna kind of put this aside and just like really slowly work on it so I can do like bump pictures with it as I'm working on it, and maybe even do like the last rows in the hospital or something. Yeah, I used the Merino wool by Sandnes Garn in the color Marsipan, and I don't remember what these colors are, but I'll put them on the screen. I just thought it was a fun way to make it more fun as a gender neutral object. If you did like one color, I feel like it just leans one way or the other. So this is kind of what I went with, and I'm having so much fun.
I'm a little bit jealous because that does seem to be like the perfect baby blanket pattern. I've been kind of scouring Ravelry to find a good baby blanket pattern, and I feel like they're either fun textures or different colors, and I feel like different colors is a fun way to go. Like you said, it's not just like, okay, here's a blue blanket, like almost like how quilts have so many different colors. But if you have any recommendations for your favorite baby blankets that you gift knit or whatnot, that are like a good go-to, it's been fun. I feel like people joke that when you get pregnant, you unlock like a new side of Target. And now I feel like we've unlocked a new side of Ravelry where I can like just look at all these baby knit patterns, and it's so fun. So
Yeah. It's good to have someone else to knit for.
It is.
And it like still is somewhat selfish because you're like, this is gonna be my baby. But
it's fun.
You don't need too many sweaters.
Right.
So
But a baby
that's
sweater,
that.
you know, they grow out of them so fast, you need one for every age.
True.
Yeah, I have one more finished object. I'm sorry, we've got a lot of baby knits in this. It's not always this way. This is actually crochet.
So cute.
It's a fun little crochet kit that I got at Michael's, and sadly this one's not in stock anymore, but it's just a little lamb. And
This yarn is so fun.
it was fun. It was really difficult to crochet with. The pattern literally started right out the gate. It's like, this is an advanced pattern. It's really hard to crochet with this yarn. And I was like, okay, whatever, I know how to crochet. And then I was humbled very quickly because it was very difficult. Like, you just can't see your stitches at all. And knitting, you get the luxury of like, okay, you've got all your loops. You're like, just trust the process. In crochet, like, well, I'm just gonna blindly put my hook somewhere and hope I end up with the right number at the end of the row, but I have to count them each time then, and whatever. It was a whole ordeal, but it turned out okay. It was kind of fun because I was working on it while I was at work over the weekend during some downtime. And so my coworkers like saw me like construct this whole little lamb, and there were some doubters when it was just like a head, and then the whole thing got put together. I was confused because the body was supposed to just be like a one thickness little thing, and only the head was stuffed, but it looked really like hollow and I don't know, unfinished. And so there was enough leftover yarn to make a second piece for the body so I could stuff it. And I think I really like it.
Yeah.
It's cute. I think I'm gonna give this to a friend of ours who's having a baby soon. I'm like, we're gonna end up with so many stuffy things. So it's a fun thing to gift.
So cute.
And the kit came with like everything that you need. It was so lovely. I'm like, wow, look, it's got everything. I don't even need to buy like a darning needle, like it has one.
Yeah, very fun. Oh, that's so fun. My next whip is very exciting. I decided to join a knit along with Fiber MacGyver. She decided to do a cardi knit along for January with one of her new yarn bases. It's the Shanico. And we are doing the champagne cardigan. So here's where I'm at so far. Just kind of split for the sleeves, and now just working the body. But it's been so fun to just, like, we do a Zoom call every Tuesday and update each other and to meet like knitters from all over and also like problem solve while you're working on it. Like I was at a point at the beginning doing like the German short rows, and I was a little bit confused about the pattern. It's a petite knit pattern, so sometimes she doesn't explain things like the most.
Yeah, it's either like they're super well explained, or it's like, you know how to do a German short row, right? And you're like, no,
so
I don't.
To have someone else also bring up the question, she's like, wait, is this short row actually supposed to be here? And I was like at that point being like, yeah, please tell me. And then also we were talking this last week about the arm hole depth, like is super deep. This pattern altogether is kind of oversized. So I decided to size down. I like cast it on and I was working it, and she was like, oh yeah, I would probably size down. So I was like, ripped all it all out, cast down. So it's been really nice to like have people to kind of bounce ideas off of.
Yeah.
And
use the collective wisdom of all the knitters in the group.
yeah, I've never done like a formal knit along. Like we've done a few things together, but. So this is the color Driftwood with her worsted weight Shanico base. And she sent like this whole kit. It's really cool. Like all of the yarn that I got was dyed together. So it had its own pot. And so all of it will be like a similar color. Hello again, Karl. And then she sent some little trinkety things. We've got some barber cord that are kind of champagne colored, as well as some needle stoppers. And then a little sticker that has the knit along. And then the cutest thing of all is this tiny little stitch mark. I don't know if I can show it, but it's got like little gems on it, and it's like a champagne glass. So cute. We decided that we're gonna like stitch it in our cardigan somewhere.
Do you want to join the party?
He's not sure. We're gonna stitch it into our cardigan somewhere. So then when we see each other around, we can like flash our little champagne glass. But it's so fun. I'm trying to do one skein a week to keep with the timeline. And so far it's going really well.
Nice.
Yeah. Come here, Karl. Oh, are you gonna want to play?
Oh,
let me
in a
get
very
him
playful
something.
mood right now.
I'll get him some like peanut butter or something. Intermission. Karl, you want some peanut butter? Ooh, yummy. Okay. Now be chill.
I have 2 whips here, and one is like almost done, which is crazy because it wasn't even in the last podcast.
Oh my
Shoot.
goodness.
I even had extra time and I didn't even practice. The name of this yarn is in Danish. Oh, I do not know how to say it. Okay. Anyways, I'll start from the beginning here. We've got the Monday Sweater by Petite Knit.
Wow.
And I'm holding, see, it's Knitting for Olive, Merino, and Elderflower. And I think it's like Sisterknit something. That sounded more French than Danish, but it's their silk and mohair blend. And it is like the softest mohair I have ever used in my life. It is like just so smooth and buttery. And every time I try it on, I'm like, I don't want to take this thing off. Like, this is really nice.
So pretty.
And it is in the color Indian Summer. Yeah, I really love the little marled effect that it's creating. I love how simple and basic this pattern is. Like, I kind of understand the hype now. I feel like people will knit like 4 Monday sweaters, but it's just like such a nice, basic sweater to have in your closet. Like, I could see myself knitting in this in like a navy and a cream and, you know, like just have every color sweater in a Monday because it's just a nice oversized sweater. It is a raglan, top down, in the round. Like, there's like a few rows of German short rows to give it that nice fit, but otherwise it's like all in the round. So it just is like so mindless. You hardly have to think about what you're doing, which is really my kind of pattern. Or, you know, you always want to have like one where you have to think and one where you don't have to think. And this is just beautiful. So I'm almost done.
Really great.
Thank you. I'm just working on the bind off right now. And I had the same thought process as I was like trying it on, figuring out, should I bind it off? Like, it feels a little too short right now, but A, it's gonna block out a little bit longer.
Right.
And B, like, I'm not always gonna want a sweater this long to cover my belly.
Yeah.
So I feel like I should just make it to what the pattern says. So I was like exactly at the point where the pattern says to start the ribbing. So I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's gonna be done in no time.
I know.
Maybe
I
today.
know. We'll see how much I want to hurt my elbows by just knitting ribbing all in the round. But I think I'm starting to get some like color pooling at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it more on the back maybe. And I'm,
Oh, sure.
yeah, it's kind of interesting because there wasn't like pooling at the top.
Yep.
But now there is at the bottom. I don't know. Like, what is that like whole cream patch? You know?
Right here. I think it's still pretty good. Like,
Yeah. And I think overall, like, I won't look at it so close. Like right now I'm looking at little chunks
yeah.
so close and I'm gonna see it in the mirror from a distance, you know, and it's not gonna be under a microscope, right? Like it is right now. But yeah, I really liked this.
Fun.
It's so soft. I'm very excited to wear this.
That's beautiful. Okay, my last whip, I had mentioned in the last video, or a few videos ago now, mitten pattern recommendations, and you guys did not disappoint. There was like tons of comments about that, but I was not patient and I picked one before we even like uploaded that video. So I cast on the Brrr Mittens. It is a new pattern. Her name is Brrr Mittens, I believe. And I think I'd seen it, I'm gonna post about it. I think it was like Abby Knits Twice or something like that. And she tested it for it. And it's gonna be like a double mitten, so there's gonna be a lining on the inside as well.
Oh, nice.
So they'll be very warm and cozy, which
Yeah.
I wish I kind of would have prioritized these because it was so cold this week.
Gosh.
My poor fingers with my little gloves were not happy. But I could have finished this portion at least before we recorded, but whatever. You do an applied thumb gusset afterwards, so you can just take this yarn out and I think attach it. I haven't gotten to that point yet.
You're about to be to that point.
We're gonna see. I also haven't picked the yarn that I'm gonna use for the inside. I'm gonna just see like what scraps I have to use for it. But pretty amazing basic pattern. Yeah. But there was
like
some
it.
great options as well in the comments. A lot of options that were like had a bunch of yarn choices, so like it was universal depending on whatever
Nice.
yarn you use. Oh, and this is the KAOS by Sandnes Garn.
Yeah.
And I really like the material it makes. I think I want to do like a hat as well and do like a little set.
That'd be really cute. And I mean, you can always knit more mittens. Like I feel like they're such a great gift for people
Yes.
too. So it was nice to have all those recommendations for like your tried and true
Very true.
mittens. Yeah. All right, my last work in progress is another little baby sweater. This one is also a gift knit. I started all these little projects because I was too lazy to wind up the last skein of mohair for my Monday sweater. And so I was like, well, I'm just gonna look through my stash, see what I got, and make some baby sweaters. So this one is gonna be a gift knit for a family friend who's having a girl. And it was one of the other patterns in the Knit a Little book. So this is the Wildflower Cardigan. I just finished the body. You can kind of see this like lace motif in the body there. It's a raglan, top down, little cardigan, super easy. I just used some leftovers of the loops and thread silky soft yarn that I have. Yeah, so far I'm liking it. I just got the sleeves and a button band and a collar and then she'll be done. So little baby knits just lit up so fast, you know? Yeah. And this is the 6 to 12 month size. Again, I never really checked my gauge for baby knits beforehand. Because like, again, the baby's not even born yet. So she'll fit into this at some point in time in her life. And whether that's when she's 6 to 12 months old or not, doesn't really matter to me. Because it's such a like lightweight, like it's not just a woolly winter knit. So if it fits her more in the summertime, that's just fine.
So cute.
Yeah.
Gosh, you are, cruising on these baby projects.
Well, they're so quick. Like, they just go so fast.
Boosts up our numbers.
It does.
That's why people make socks, I feel like. It's like,
Yeah.
I need to like make an object right now.
It's the validation of like, okay, completing something.
Yeah. Well, for our yearly plans this year, we decided not to do a make 9, mostly just because we have no idea what this year is going to hold for us. So it's hard to plan, but we do have some goals in mind. So some of them are patterns. Most of them are just kind of like ideas of things we want to do with our knitting this year. The first thing that I wanted to mention was something I want to do this year is to revisit all of the knits that I've made, which I mean, isn't that much. I've only been knitting for like a year and a half. but to revisit them all and to make them more perfect to the point where I would enjoy wearing them more. I really struggle with casting off tightly. So a lot of like my necklines and my waists, whatever, or like at the bottoms, like are so tight. So just undoing that and making it a little bit looser. I think I do want to unravel and redo my porcelain.
Oh wow, that's an undertaking.
Which is an undertaking, but I just don't wear it. Like it's a little bit too stiff of a like material that it made because we did not read the pattern correctly and chose wrong yarn.
I thought it said pure Gynt and a mohair. It said 10 pure Gynt and a mohair. So we ended up with like a worsted weight gauge instead of DK.
Yeah. Which I think if I just use a bigger needle size, it should solve that problem.
Yeah, because like your sleeves are a little short and whatnot on it too. So yeah, it's just a little bit bigger.
Right, Karl. Here, come sit here. What's this?
He really wants attention, but he does not want to be in the video.
Why can't you be napping? I'm just gonna grab him. I got him. All right. So that is my goal, is to kind of revisit some knits and make them better, because I shouldn't have expected myself with my first sweater to make a color work and make it perfect. So I kind of have grace for myself, and I would rather just use that yarn, the very nice yarn, to make something that I'll wear like all the time.
That's honestly really brave of you, because yeah, my first colorwork sweater, I'm like, I never wear it because I didn't get my gauge right and it's massive, but I don't know if I have the guts to unravel it. My first intention for this year would be to try like a new knitting technique. I was thinking about doing like intarsia, or what else did we mention?
Steeking.
Yes, steeking sounds so scary because there's no backseat. I could unravel this sweater right now if I wanted to. You can't unravel when you steek, so like you got to be really happy with the finished object.
Also, just like when people take the scissor, like, I don't really mind purling.
I don't like purling. I feel like if I got steeking down, then I could be.
That's
you know, that'd be really nice. So yeah, I think trying like a new technique would be nice. I feel like I consider myself to be like a fairly good knitter, but then I think about it, I'm like, wait, there's all these like techniques and things that I've never even done before. Like I've never done brioche.
True.
And not that you have to like have done every
that.
technique to be considered a good knitter, but that's one of the things I like about knitting, is that there's always more things to learn and to new ways to develop yourself and grow your skill set. Like there's not this like peak that you can reach where you're done learning. So I want to challenge myself to learn something new this year.
Yeah. I would love to be a part of a test knit.
Yeah,
I
cool.
applied for one last week. I don't really know like how to find them, or like obviously there's so many better knitters out there. Like with like, I don't really like post all my knitwear too. So I don't know, we'll see. I would love to like go through that process though, and like just see that all that goes into pattern making, because I think eventually in the future, like making a pattern would be something interesting to do, but I just like don't know what goes into it. So I feel like that'd be like a good first step. So
dip your toes in.
We'll see. We'll see if I get like chosen for any.
I know, and I hear a lot of people talking about the like, there's a lot of things with test knitting that are like good and bad, or, you know, there's just so many things to it. But I love having a deadline. So that kind of sounds nice. Like I have to do this because somebody is looking for my feedback on this. But also I don't know if I'm very good at providing feedback. Like I don't like to critique people. So I don't know if I could have like a critical eye. I'd be like, it's great.
I'm also really
like
good.
Part, though.
I'm good at like just like reading over a pattern and just like I kind of figured it out, even if there are errors.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'd be the best test knitter.
Yeah. But it still would be kind of fun to be a part of that process.
Yeah, so. I think I agree with that. One of my other goals is I want to knit a scarf. I have never knit myself a scarf because I think they're boring to knit. And as you can tell, boredom is like a really big hindrance for me when it comes to knitting, which is funny. I'm like, the Monday sweater I didn't get bored by, but a scarf I would. I don't know. But yes, it's been so extremely cold here. And like even just like going to work, I'm like bundling up and I realized I don't even own a scarf. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna go buy a scarf. I can knit myself one. So I did get, where is it here? Somewhere in the bottom of my bag. I got a cashmere sweater from the thrift store that was like, had a small hole in it and was way too small. And so I unraveled it and I got like quite a bit of this like pretty fine cashmere yarn. Like I think it's probably like a fingering to lace weight, but it's super, super soft. So I want to hold it with like a strand of like merino or something and maybe make like a Sophie shawl or something. Just something basic that you can throw on. I do love the look of the Berlin scarf.
Yeah.
But I don't think that this would like meet the gauge for that even held with something.
Right.
So that might have to be for another day. Yeah. Something like
I agree.
practically, I need a scarf.
I need more accessory things. Like a hat. Like I wear this hat that I bought 10 years ago every single day in the winter. And it's just like a lost opportunity that it could be like something I made.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully with these mittens and I can make a hat set as well.
Make a set.
Ooh. My next goal is I would really like to make Karl a sweater. Like maybe like a matching kind of porcelain looking one or something like that where we could coordinate. I think it would be so funny.
That would be really adorable.
Yeah.
My last goal is that obviously I want to make a few more baby knits. I think as our children grow, it'd be fun to make things that they fit into. I also just bought a kit from Line Brand for the Silly Goose pattern by 2 of Wands. And so the yarn just came in the mail.
It was actually funny because I was telling us how I wanted to make a little goose.
Yeah, and then I saw this pattern the next day.
I do too.
So this is using Lion Brand's Catino, which is like 50% merino, 50% cotton, I believe. Okay, 55% cotton, 45% superwash merino wool. And it's pretty soft. So I just wanted to try this yarn and try working with it. And the Silly Goose pattern is just so cute. I just want to find things and like see what's practical and see what like I'll actually put my kid in, like knit things for him, and that'll be really fun.
Yeah, I like that. A few other things, just like things I've noted that I've enjoyed doing is I want to do more cable projects. I really enjoyed the one cabling project I did. And then I also want to make something white. I feel like I always want to pick like a fun color. I mean, the champagne cardigan was a good step for me to like, I need something neutral that
this
I
is
can
really
wear.
stepping out of her comfort zone.
So I'm really
to pick
proud
a
of
neutral
myself
color
for this because I do think I need this in my life. But just like a simple white sweater would be nice to have. So you can hold me to that.
Those are hard though because you're like, I don't want to. Yeah, and we're like, it's boring. Like, I want something more
so
fun.
boring.
But like, what would I wear the most? Okay, yeah, not something super crazy. Yeah.
Right, because you can only wear it. Like this one is gonna be so bold out there. Like, that is the craziest sweater I've ever seen.
Right. But I mean, it's fun. But then I think about like, okay, my like super simple sweater. I wear those like once a week.
Right.
As opposed to ones that are a little bit more out there. You're like, okay, I gotta give this one a little bit of time to cool off. Like everybody knows I wore that last week in the office or whatever, you know? Yeah. So that's all we've got for you. I hope you enjoyed hearing about all of our knitting adventures that we're working on. I'd love to hear what you're working on or if you have any like tips and tricks or pointers for what we're doing. Or like we said, suggestions that we had mentioned. If you want to follow us on Instagram and Ravelry, like Ravelry, I include a lot of detail. She's got to work on that. Or on Instagram.
If you ask for it, I'll
That's true. Instagram has more like real-time updates when we remember to post. But yeah, we'd love to hear what you guys are working on or leave a comment with any questions you have for us. And we'll see you next time.